Welcome to the lockup of dreams, where my eyeball's rather itchy. That's unnecessary, hang on.
Breakfast of champions.
It's a lovely Saturday morning, and I'm joined today by Grizzly Adams, who has finally come back. Everybody's been wondering where you are.
Been collecting bits.
Yeah. People keep saying, is Tom coming back?
He's back.
He's back, and he's here.
Looking dishevelled.
He makes me look tidy. Right then, on to the stuff here, Tom. What have we actually got today?
So we've got an engine stand for putting the engine on to build the turbo up and to see the old exhaust downpipe fitment, because someone on site has kindly said that they'll weld a V-band on instead of that. You know, because this side of the turbo now comes out a bit further because it's got a V-band converter on.
Ah, yes. It's a big turbo. Gosh, I forgot how big it actually was.
But it's big.
Just like you.
Cheers.
It just looks like a bit of shelving unit to me. Is it called Onnell?
I'm not too sure.
Because it says use Onnell on hard level surface. And well done, that's the engine crane assembled without instructions, because you don't get any. Ready to bung the engine on once we find the appropriate bolts to stick through the engine. Suitable place to clamp this on, and then we have the wonderful job of picking it up by hand. Safety boots ready? Oh gosh, it's not even heavy this week, is it?
You what, mate?
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm just struggling to get this to thread in here.
So ambitious Tom here has a plan for the day. Don't you have a really clear plan? You know exactly what's going to happen. Nothing could possibly go wrong, and you know exactly where we're going to be by the end of the day, don't you?
Well, I want to get the turbo on and try and run the AN lines, but I'm having a bit of a problem getting the AN converter into the Rover block. I don't know if it's the wrong thread pitch or not.
Tool monkey!
Monkey of tool.
I'm a tool monkey. You've got to get into these songs, Tom. Making use of the big vice on the big cluttered bench is Tom.
Not the spoon holder vice behind.
No. Spoon holder.
Holder of spoon.
Right, okay then. So what is the plan for the day here, Tom?
We want to get the turbo on, get the AN lines on, then I've got my electronic accelerator pedal, so we want to change the accelerator pedal over in the Rover 25 to the electric one, because it's got a... Matt's been good enough to put a Deutsch connector on it, or whatever you say, so we can have that in the car, and then I'll just have to run the wires through the bulkhead to that at a later stage.
Gosh, Peter, this is getting rather exciting. Oh, it is Peter, isn't it?
It's Tom.
Tom's doing quite a bit of spanner in there, which is great. I just have to prompt him to talk.
And the sun's coming out.
And the sun's coming out. And the kettle's going on again. Incidentally, Tom, your tea is cold.
That's just how I like it.
Indeed. Does anybody else like cold tea? Or is it just...
It's just that cold.
What was you saying about needing a VVC inlet manifold?
Yeah, so if anyone's got the metal inlet manifold that's got the VVC logo on top, we want one of those.
Yeah.
It's got a bigger inlet.
Yeah. Which means better for free flowing power.
Yeah, because then I can I can route the turbo straight to it then with the charge cooler here.
Yeah. Oh yes, the charge cooler. Tom's getting into the spirit of how we do things around here by popping next door to borrow a tool.
Big shout out to the lads next door for
Yeah.
letting me use a bit of thread lock.
See, they're friendly, aren't they?
They're top lads.
Like changing a baby's nappy. Connect the blower to the compressor and hear the air leak straight away. Tom's like a magician today, and I'm his glamorous assistant. Let me guess.
Probably better getting that.
Starting to look like something real is actually happening here. A real turbo. Real turbo, Tom.
Cheers, good sir.
All this finding spanners and standing there holding spanners is making me rather hungry. And it is, after all, lunchtime. I haven't got any pasties. I don't eat pasties. I haven't got any sausages. I'm not going to the chippy. I'm not going for a kebab. I'm not doing anything. But I have indeed got a tin of tuna. I don't think I've ever eaten a tin of tuna before. Not just by itself. It's not very interesting, is it? But it is when you're hungry. And I am. It's all very well you saying that we're into business and carrying on working. I've got a tin of tuna to eat. Smell my tuna.
Oh, I'm good, thanks, mate. I don't do fish.
Do you not? You don't like fish?
No.
Flat-headed screwdriver.
For the lads.
Thick and long.
Just
You
how
get
Paul
much-
likes it.
You don't get much thicker or longer than that.
Just how Paul likes it.
Yeah. It's not me using it though, is it?
Do share, good sir.
Now it's bolted onto the engine, you do get a much better sense of just how big this turbo is, don't you?
Yeah.
Your cup of tea's still cold.
Oh, brilliant.
You do look like you're quite enjoying yourself there, actually.
I am. I've waited a long time for this, you know, getting the bits together and just...
You don't want to rush any of it, do you? No?
No, I want to get it so it works first time, basically.
Well, it looks like it's almost finished, but it's not. Because this turbo is pretty powerful, it needs to be water cooled as well as oil cooled, which causes a bit of a problem, or it could do rather, because currently there's no pipe available for this, so there's going to have to be some engineering going on, you know, the kind of engineering where you start off with something that doesn't exist and then make something that does exist. And in the meantime, Tom is now down at the other end of the yard in Peter Torhill, where he's looking at taking out the throttle pedal.
Do you know what?
No.
It looks like when that changeover from MG Rover to SEAT, that they were lazy and they just used the same mounting points and it might just bolt straight in.
Really?
Yeah. Shout out to SEAT.
Go on, do your happy face, Tom.
Big success. Was Borat had said.
Borat.
Yeah, where he goes, great success.
Great success. Oh, right.
So I need a 15 in my little...
So what's happening is he's taking out the old throttle pedal and replacing it with another one.
Show everyone the pedal now.
Right, yeah, I will. He's instructed me to show you the pedal. So there is the accelerator throttle pedal there, which of course is operated with a cable. And then this is the one it's going to be replaced with, which isn't operated with a cable. And you may ask the question, why? Because the cable's fine. It runs through the bulkhead and it just goes straight to the throttle body, and it works. unless it breaks, but they don't really often break anyway. So what is the problem? Why do we need this particular throttle pedal in the first place?
As well. Big shout out, Lidl.
Tom, why do we need this other throttle pedal? Tell me now, tell me.
Just for like launch control, rolling anti-lag, stuff like that. It's just more efficient, really.
Is it?
Yeah, well...
is it necessary?
I could probably get it running without it, but I would like this for...
launch control?
Yeah, so... say that you hold your foot down like that, or with a cable throttle body, it'll open the throttle body. With this, that'd just send a message to the ECU, and the ECU can choose what it does then.
Right, I see.
So I could like hold a button on like anywhere in the car and hold my foot down, and then the ECU could just, right, I'll pin it to 5,000 revs, I'll pin it to 4,000 revs, basically I can do what I want with the engine then. I've got more control.
And that's what it's all about, control. Not being a lovesick puppy. Yeah, I don't know what that meant either. In the footwell of the car, it appears to be not quite as straightforward as Tom first thought, which is typical. And it could mean having to use a grinder. You like grinders, don't you, Tom? I can't say stuff like that, can I?
No, I got a big general.
What you've just missed there is a section of video that I've cut out, well, not even put in the first place, because I'm too afraid of upsetting the kind of people that get upset a bit too easily. And really, what's that all about? Why can't we all just not get upset these days? Let's face it, when you're doing jobs like this, there is a need for grinding and bending things. What is that wasp trying to do? Is he laughing? Is he rolling around the seat laughing his head off? Have you pulled it off?
Yeah. Right, Paul. So we just need to core that out a little tiny bit. This is ingenious. Look, it looks like it was made for it. Obviously when I tighten it up it'll go a bit further away from the other pedal, but that's
it's a bit close, isn't it?
Yeah, once I tighten this I'll show you.
Well, it was made for it a bit, wasn't it? Because it was off an MG3. That's it.
Sure, that's not even too close to the other pedal, to be fair.
It is a bit.
But
I forgot about that actually, the old DSG gearbox idea.
yeah.
There's going to be a bit of a tight fit under there. Under the bonnet with the DSG gearbox, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's how we like it, don't we?
Well, a tight fit.
Yeah, a bit of a challenge.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a point. We're not going to be using the old throttle body or the cable, are we?
No.
That's good. Right, so it's 1 o'clock now, which means I've got just over an hour. I'd offer you a cup of tea, but you're not going to have time for it to go cold enough.
No, no. Have you ever done a crank oil seal on one of these as well, behind the flywheel?
No?
Looks like it's leaking as well.
So it looks like we are at the end of this particular episode of Tom Does Turbo. And so, what is next? What needs to be done now?
So I want it, the crankshaft oil seal's got a bit of a leak on it, so I want to put a new crankshaft oil seal on and then get the old gearbox on. Hopefully one of your members has one of the VVC inlet manifolds that we could do a deal on, or they donate it or whatever, but so I want to get everything built up and then drop it in one.
And the possible issue that we've kind of spotted here is
just the wastegate to gearbox clearance.
Yeah, there's a good possibility that it might not even fit on.
Maybe. So then what we'd have to do is spin the turbo around so the exhaust came out of this side.
And there is the exhaust, which is
going to get cut down, and so I'm going to cut the old flange off, put a V-band on it and cut that there, so then it can then bend over.
You're at it again, aren't you? So the issue with quite a lot of this is that when you're using aftermarket parts, nothing fits any longer anyway.
Yeah.
So then you've got to get your ingenuity on the go and start finding solutions, which means it's no just a straight swap over from one thing to another. It for some reason I had it in my mind that this engine could be on its way in the car today. I don't know why.
I'll bet them first before
You'll not get it perfect. See, what's perfect about that is that I've got no worries whatsoever about copyright issues, because that sounds nothing like the tune you're trying to play.
I reckon people will get it.
Do you reckon? Okay. Right, so if you could tell what Tom was playing there, leave it in the comments. But he had to tell me what it was, so I don't.
He's not a man of culture though.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Give us a good fisting.
The town is alive with the smell of tuna. I'm an old style musician. I've never had a digital tuner. I don't expect you'll get that one.